Matt Schauf of DraftSharks.com here to give you 5 rookie sleepers for your Dynasty rookie drafts or maybe even your waiver runs. Let's start with Giants running back Tyrone Tracy, a 5th round pick out of Purdue, switched from wide receiver to running back late in college, topped out at 113 carries because of that in his final season at Purdue. 6.3 yards per carry, however, that year versus 4.7 for his nearest teammate, and a 23.1% explosive run rate. That's the highest in the class, according to Pro Football Focus, and that signals the upside with Tyrone Tracy. He added to that with a 98th percentile relative athletic score via combine testing. The receiving upside is obvious for a former wideout. Now he lands with the Giants, who just gave a pretty hefty contract to Devin Singletary, clearly expecting him to be the lead back for at least this season, signed him for 3 years. We know that Devin Singletary has never been a stud. He's the likeliest leader of this backfield, but not a lock to keep a grasp on the entire workload. So we've got Devin Singletary as the leader. We've got Eric Gray next on the depth chart, barely touched the ball as a rookie, so he might not be a candidate for much of anything in year 2. We'll see about him. We don't like that Tyrone Tracy spent 6 years in college, but a key component of the Draft Sharks Dynasty strategy is to understand different career arcs by position. Running back production skews younger than other positions, so we care more about the immediate than the long term at this spot. The immediate potential opportunity for Tracy is obviously good in a weak Giants backfield. He's going near the middle of round 4 in rookie drafts, according to our rookie ADP, which is pulled from actual drafts on Sleeper. Number 2, Rasheen Ali of the Baltimore Ravens, another 5th round pick, actually went one spot ahead of Tyrone Tracy. There's just not as much early opportunity in Baltimore for Ali as there is for Tracy with the Giants. That, of course, is primarily because Derrick Henry signed a large 2-year contract with the Ravens, clearly locks in Derrick Henry as the lead back in Baltimore for this year. But it does leave room for 2025 for Derrick Henry's contract to be cuttable. At his best, Henry has remained a limited receiver, and that could give Ali a path to early production. Ali caught 75 passes across 34 college games. He went over 1,700 scrimmage yards and led FBS with 23 rushing touchdowns back in 2021. Last year, he posted another 1,348 scrimmage yards, 16 total touchdowns, despite coming off a knee injury the season before. Ali should compete with Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell for an early role. Mitchell, of course, coming off his own ACL tear in December. That could limit his availability. It's expected to limit him into the season. Justice Hill, very similar in size and skill set to Ali, but has shown us over 5 years that we shouldn't expect a whole lot. So a limited ceiling with Hill presents opportunity to Ali. And of course, like I said, we'll see what 2025 looks like. Ali is going in round 5 by rookie draft ADP. So you're investing not much at all to take a shot on him becoming something. Number 3, Blake Watson in Denver, an undrafted free agent. So that means he's going to have to fight to make the regular season roster this season in a crowded backfield, but it's also an unsettled backfield. Javonte Williams was the clear leader last year. He was also inefficient coming off a knee injury. I think we all expect Williams to be better this season, but he's also more promise than proven production in the NFL to date. So we'll see about him. Jaleel McLaughlin, flashy as a rookie, but also undersized. That's likely to limit his workload, even at best going forward. Rookie Audric Estime got drafted, whereas Blake Watson didn't. A terrific rushing prospect, limited receiver though. So we're going to see how the roles play out in that Denver backfield competition. Watson is another converted wideout, converted much earlier in his college career than Tracy did. Increased his yards per rush every season. 6.0 yards per carry in his final year, a lone season at Memphis. Also caught 90 passes over his final 2 years. Not invited to the combine, but did post good testing numbers at his pro day. Sean Payton has already called him a candidate for his joker role, which tends to mean a key receiving role in the offense. Watson looks like a really good taxi squad candidate for your dynasty team right now. Number 4, Jacob Cowing, a 4th round pick by the 49ers. And he might be another candidate for your taxi squad, but for different reasons. Cowing looks like a much better long-term prospect than the past few guys we talked about. He won as a deep threat over 3 years at UTEP. 18.4 yards per catch on 141 receptions in that span, a 14.8 yard ADOT. So he was clearly working downfield. Also drew high target volume, though, 31.5% target share in each of his final 2 seasons at UTEP. Then he transferred to Arizona, spent his final 2 years there, and became a short range winner. He had 26.5% target share, 25.9% in his final 2 seasons in college, 175 receptions over that span, despite working with some other talented wideouts on that team. The problem for Cowing is he lands in San Francisco with a crowded group at wide receiver. Deebo Samuel's still there. Brandon Ayuk's still there for now. Ricky Pearsall arrived in round 1 and has already reportedly started cozying up with Brock Purdy. So Cowing's not likely to help you early. And obviously, maybe he won't ever. But remember that Draft Sharks position-specific strategy I talked about just a few minutes ago. What do we say about wide receivers? Be patient. Stash Cowing now where it makes sense, and then see what happens with the 49ers over the next couple of years. It could be that Brandon Ayuk has a new team by September. It could be that both Ayuk and Deebo are gone by next year. It could be that Pearsall doesn't end up working out. The point is, we don't know exactly how the situation is going to change. We don't know what things are going to look like in 2025 and beyond. We know that Jacob Cowing looks like a good prospect. So stash him, be patient. And even if you don't get him, keep an eye on Cowing, watch for positive signals with his situation, and watch for an impatient league mate. Let's close this out with tight end Erick All, a 4th round pick of the Bengals. Now, getting drafted in round 4 shouldn't really be that noteworthy in most cases, but it's good news for All. The Bengals chose him there despite All's final 2 seasons ending with a back injury that required spinal surgery, and then an ACL tear last fall. All transferred from Michigan after that back injury to Iowa and led the Hawkeyes in receptions per game and touchdown catches, despite missing half of the season. He also tied for 3rd in yards per route among 136 FBS tight ends who drew at least 20 targets last season, according to PFF. Like Cowing, All isn't likely to help you early in Dynasty, so stash him on a taxi squad or a deep bench spot, and then in a year or 2, you can reap the benefits of this positive situation in which he landed. All's going late in round 4 in rookie ADP. Cowing is lasting into round 5. So again, you're not investing very much to take a shot on the upside with these guys. For more on all these players, plus some bonus sleepers, click the link below to read the full article on DraftSharks.com. You'll also find full Dynasty rankings adjusted to your format, powered by our multi-year projections and our 3D Value Plus system. And you can find ADP for rookie drafts as well as Dynasty startup drafts. Of course, you'll get your biggest boost by syncing your Dynasty league and taking advantage of our draft war room along with myriad other Dynasty tools. At DraftSharks, we want to be your unfair advantage.